IVM.
So there's been another great week on IVM, and we're hoping that you enjoy all of the podcasts that we're being able to get out to you. As always, if you're not following us, please do follow us on IVM Podcasts on all the social media platforms. This week on Keeping It Queer, Naveen spoke to Ankit Das Gupta, the social media content manager at Mirror Now. On Who's Your Mommy, Veda discusses mom bods and the toll a pregnancy can take on women. On Vartalav, Akash and Naveen exchange stories with boys from the Bombay Hemp Company. On Pragati, Pawan and Hamsini are joined by Dr. Shambhavi Nayak to discuss the Nipah virus and discuss the nitty-gritties of this new disease. On Simplified, Naren and Chuck break down the differences between schizophrenia and split personality on a shorty. It's been a really, really great week, and I hope that you're going to listen to all of these shows, or at least some of them. In the meantime, let me get you onto this one.
Folks, today's show is a special. We take a break from our regular programming because we don't have any special guests from any special place, domain experts. We have a bunch of kids. We have a bunch of 10-year-olds who are going to ask me a whole lot of questions, and believe me, they are really smart. Tune in for this very special show that's coming up next, where we're going to talk about kids, we're going to talk about money, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Hey, what's good, you guys? It's your boy Ranveer Alabadia from the YouTube channel Beer Biceps, and the Beer Biceps team is bringing you Hustle Science. Hustle Science is basically a show where we interview hustlers. We ask them about what made them legendary. We ask them about their success secrets. We go to the core of their legendary status in life. It's going to be hosted by my boy Tejaswin Gumber and yours truly, Ranveer Alabadia. Make sure you catch Hustle Science on the IVM podcasting app and website, or any kind of podcasting platform that you use to get your podcasts. Make sure you check it out. The episodes are going to be out every single Tuesday.
Hello everyone, this is Paisa Vaisa, the podcast about money, and my name is Arjun and these are my friends.
My name is Shramoy.
My name is Ishika.
My name is Vivan.
And my name is Varun.
Folks, that's the special episode of Paisa Vaisa Back to School. I have with me 5 children and we are going to talk about money. We are going to talk about a lot of basic stuff. It's the Back to School episode because, as you know, for some kids, school is ending. For some, school is starting. It's going to be a new year. And a lot of these kids are much smarter than we think they are. They've got a lot of questions about money. And I'm going to first start with an introduction to all of them. Okay, you just heard their names. We're going to ask them their age, their favorite activity, and their favorite person. Arjun, over to you. Your age, your favorite activity, and your favorite person. Go for it.
I'm 9 years old. My favorite activity is reading, and my favorite person is Martin Luther King.
What books do you like to read?
Like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson.
Fantastic. Shimoy?
I'm 10 years old and my favorite activity is to play the piano.
Okay, and your favorite book or favorite person?
My favorite book is Harry Potter and my favorite person is Shane Watson.
Cricket. Fantastic. Ishika?
I'm 10 years old and I love reading. And my favorite book is Harry Potter.
3 Harry Potters. Okay, and your favorite person is?
My favorite person is...
Your dad, maybe? How about that?
Yeah, my dad.
Fantastic. Vivan, age, favorite book, favorite activity, favorite person, all favorites. Come on, go for it.
I'm 9.5 years old.
Okay.
My favorite activity is skating.
Skating. Lovely. Okay.
My favorite book is Percy Jackson.
Finally, someone who's not Harry Potter. Okay. Why Percy Jackson and not Harry Potter?
It's funny and adventurous at the same time. It's pretty fun.
Okay. And your favorite person?
My favorite person.
All of you have to think who's your favorite person. Amazing, yaar. Matlab, you guys have no role models at all. Come on. Go for it. Sports?
Elon Musk.
That's a very good choice. And why? Because of Tesla? You want to buy a Tesla?
I want to design cars, yes.
Fantastic. And finally, we've got Varun. Your age?
I'm 9.5 years old.
Okay, yeah.
My favorite activity is swimming.
Okay.
I like reading books about aeroplanes and my role model is Rohit Sharma.
Fantastic. So 2 cricket, lots of Harry Potters, 1 Percy Jackson. Favorite persons of fathers. Okay, Bacha Party. I want you guys to tell me what you know about savings. Okay, let's talk about income, expense and savings. Arjun, just, what is income?
Money that you get.
Okay. And what is expenditure?
Like the money that you spend.
And therefore what's remaining is?
Your...
saving.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Shimoy, what do you think? What's income, expenditure and saving? What's your thought on that?
Income is the money you get.
Okay.
and expenditure is the money you give,
Okay.
and saving is the remaining.
Ishika, any thoughts on that?
Saving is the money you save and don't spend, like for a few years or something.
Okay.
And expenditure is the money you buy stuff with.
Ah, nice. Okay. Great. Vivan, what do you think?
Well, income, when you like start earning money, getting money, and expenditure, you're like, you want something, I'm going to go buy this. This is like expenditure, you like give money.
Okay.
Savings is like, okay, this is not worth it, I'll save my money for this. And later, so for the next few years, you save this, and yeah, that's about it.
Varun, finally?
Expenditure is the money which you spend for your all the spending which you do, and the amount which is left is out of your income and expenditure. That the left amount is called the savings.
Very good. When you guys grow up, you want to be something, okay? When you are something, when you grow up, you're going to make money on that. That's called your income. I want you guys to tell me what do you want to be when you grow up. Arjun, what do you want to be when you grow up? Anything.
An environmentalist scientist.
Shivai?
Doctor.
Ishika?
Doctor.
Doctor. 2 doctors in the house. Lovely. Vivan?
Car designer.
Lovely. Varun?
A racer.
Excellent. All 5 of you all have got fantastic dreams. When you become that, and I hope that all of you will, you're going to make money. That money is called your salary, your income, and then you're going to spend it. Tell me one thing. Tell me the last thing that you guys spent on, that you saw either something that you spent or you saw your father or your mother, anybody in the family spending. What are the last thing that you saw in your house that was bought? An item of expenditure, whatever it is. Could be petrol in the car, could be anything. Last thing.
Yesterday I got a piece of cardboard.
Okay. Shivai?
A raincoat today just before coming.
Okay. Ishika?
I bought a book.
Bought a book.
My mother bought some plates.
And what did
For
you,
decoration.
Varun?
My mother bought me the shoes which I'm wearing now.
So that Bacha Party is called expenditure. Okay. And once you remove once you get your income and you spend all of it, if at all, and if there's something remaining, that thing is called savings. Okay. You've got income, you've got expense, you've got savings. Now, I want any one of you guys to tell me if you know what is a bank account. Hands up. Anyone? Oh, all of them know what's a bank. You all? Okay, fine. Okay. Does anyone know what a credit card is? Sabko pata hai. Okay. Anyone know what a debit card is? Still hands are up. Okay. So I'm going to go with bank account. Varun, bank account.
A bank account is an account. Suppose you go to a bank, you create a bank account where you put money in it, you take a loan from it, or you withdraw from it.
Okay. Arjun, do you know what a credit card is?
Yeah, that's like the card that you keep your money in, and you can, when you put it into the thing, you can take out the money from it.
So can you put like 2,000 rupees notes inside a credit card?
But no, like digital money.
So it's plastic, right?
Yeah.
Debit card, Chimoy.
A debit card is when you swipe, you don't have to pay the full thing.
Okay.
Or something like
So
that.
you guys need to figure out what's a credit card and a debit card. Huh? Two of you all need
A
to...
credit-
No, you don't get to say anything,
A
Vivan. Just
credit
wait
card
there.
is if you don't have enough money and you still want to use your credit card, you can use the credit card. So suppose I have 100 rupees which I've taken from the bank with my credit card. Then they give us usually 1 month's time to return the money back.
Then
so
what's a debit card?
Huh?
What's a debit card?
I don't know.
You don't know what's a debit
forgotten.
card? By God. Okay. Ishika, do you know what's a debit card?
I don't know the difference between both.
No problem. Do you know what an ATM is?
Yeah.
What is an ATM? Tell me.
A ATM is like the bank provides a machine where you have money and you swipe a debit card or a credit card and you get money in exchange. for that.
Okay, excellent. Guys, tell me one thing that you want to save your money for. Okay, now you know what's income, you know what's expenditure, you know what's savings. And when you guys are going to grow up, you're going to earn a lot of money and you're going to also spend a lot of it. I want you guys to think and tell me one thing that you want to save for that you don't already have. I know that your parents like to have, they've given you a lot of things, a lot of toys, a lot of stuff. But I want you, all 5 of you, to think one thing that you want to save up for. Okay, just go wild. Okay, it could be anything. I want to save up for an Audi. Okay, how about that? Okay, so I'm saying, think about it. Who wants to go first? Okay, Varun, tell us.
I would like to save my money to buy a Koenigsegg Agera.
Right, Koenigsegg Agera. Okay, that's going to be tough for me. Who's going next? Shimoy, all yours.
I would like to save my money for a world tour, and from that also little like souvenirs from all the places I
Around the
visit.
world, full, all the countries. You know how many countries are there in the world?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
253, I think.
253. got to check that, dude. I'm not sure if it's more than 200. Who next? Ivan?
I would like to save up my money for a car called Tesla Roadster 2020.
Tesla Roadster and Koenigsegg Agera. You two guys got to sort your stuff out, okay? Because he wants a hypercar, supercar. What's it?
Mega car.
It's a mega car, and yours is an electric car, right?
Electric hypercar.
You know that Elon Musk isn't even making enough of them, okay? So you got to hold on to that thought. Who's left? Ichika?
I want to save my money for discovering things.
Discovery. Tell me one thing that you want to discover. Do you want to go like to Mars and do some space discovery? Do you want to anything? Anything specific on that?
No.
Okay. Arjun, save up for what?
I want to save up to buy the series Aragon.
The what?
The series, the book series Aragon.
Aragon, the book series?
Yeah.
That's about the dragon, right?
Yeah.
You don't already have it?
No.
I thought you'll have like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson,
I've read the first book, though.
No cars, no, you
Not really.
you don't buy your own plane or something.
Not really.
Okay, so that's a wrap on the first part where we spoke about income, expenditure, savings and what these kids want to spend. I'm now going to ask all of these kids. They have two questions, at least two questions, and I'm going to answer all of them. This is the Q&A part, a tough fun. Who wants to go first with the... Oh, okay, all of them want to go first. Let's go alphabetic wise, okay? A for Arjun. Arjun, all yours.
What is Bitcoin?
What is Bitcoin? So that's your first question?
Yeah.
Bitcoin is software code. It's a currency that you cannot see. It's like you have a note or a coin in your pocket, which is ensured by the Reserve Bank of India. A Bitcoin is digital currency, what's called cryptocurrency. Okay, you don't carry it in your pocket. You could probably carry it on your phone. You could carry it in your laptop. It could be there in the cloud. And you can pay people with it, or you can spend it, or you can keep it, So, but the only thing that you have to be careful about is that if anybody hacks your Bitcoin, you can't do anything about it. How about that? If your money is stolen, you could probably go to the police. But as of now, for Bitcoin, I'm not sure what you can do if your computer gets hacked. First question. Second?
What's the stock market?
What is the stock market? Oh man, I'm going to need an entire show for that. Okay, a stock market is a place where the shares of a company are bought and sold. Now, what are shares? Shares are ownership. Okay, let's say that Arjun has 100 shares in a company called Varun Limited. Okay, and Varun Limited is listed on the stock exchange. And he calls up his broker and says, I want to buy 100 shares of Varun Limited. The broker has to find someone who sells those 100 shares of Varun Limited so that you buy them and someone sells them. All of this happens in what we call the stock market. And every day, so if you go on your television and if you see channels like CNBC or ET Now, you'll see those tickers down. Those are the prices of the stocks and the shares. Each and every day, they keep on changing. You might want to ask your parents, okay, the place where they work, what is the name of the company, and if the share is listed on the stock market, what's the price? And then maybe you can, when you grow up, if you're interested in buying and selling shares, you have to go to a stock exchange. There's the Bombay Stock Exchange, we have a National Stock Exchange, there's a New York Stock Exchange. So all major countries in the world have their own stock exchange. It's a place for companies to buy and sell their shares. Is that good for you? Okay, A for Arjun. Who's next?
I for Ishika.
I for Ishika. Perfect. Good one. Yeah.
What's a fixed deposit?
Fixed deposit is when you take your very hard-earned money and give it to a bank or a company and they keep it safe for you. They keep it safe with themselves so that nobody can steal it, and they give you what is called an interest rate. Okay, an interest rate is you're giving someone money. Money is very, very valuable. If you're giving it to someone, you need to get something. Okay, that's called a rate of return. It could be an interest rate. A fixed deposit it's called fixed because it's for a fixed period of time. You give it, for a month, for 3 months, for 1 year, and then you check what the interest rate is. You give them the money, they give you an interest rate on that. So that's fixed deposit.
Okay.
Second question.
What's the difference between a credit card and a debit card?
Oh, okay. That came from the start. Okay. The difference between a credit card and a debit card. A debit card is from your bank account. So when you put money in your bank account, the bank gives you a plastic card which is called a debit card. So when you use the debit card, say you want to go to the petrol pump to fill fuel in your car and you swipe the card, your bank account becomes less. Okay, let's say that you woke up in the morning and you've got 10,000 rupees in your bank, and then you go in your car and you go and fill petrol and you use your debit card. Your bank balance goes down, okay, with the amount of expenditure, right? So that's what a debit card is. A credit card is like a loan. Let's say Varun is a bank and he gives you a credit card. Okay, you don't need to have money in your bank for that. But like you said, at the end of every month, you got to repay all that money. Okay, so let's say you went and bought books, you went and saw a movie, you went and filled petrol, all on your credit card, and you've had a nice big credit card bill. At the month end, you saw, mere paas to paisa hi nahi hai. So what do? That's a bad situation to be in, because he's given you money on loan, you have to repay it. That's when you have to pay interest, right? So like fixed deposit gives you interest. In a credit card, you have to pay interest. That is a credit card. Your bank balance does not go down immediately, but you take a loan from a bank which you have to repay at the end of the month. Okay, A, I, who's next? S, Shimoi, all yours.
How will a bank repay my money if the loans that it gave are not repaid by the borrowers?
How will a bank repay your money if the loans that it has given is not repaid by its borrowers? Oh, fantastic question. Well, let's say that you gave 1 lakh rupees to a bank, okay, and the bank is broke. Bank ke paas paisa hi nahi hai. They've got absolutely nothing. Like you said, the loans that they gave their borrowers, the borrowers ran away.
Yeah, they've not returned the money.
Loans are gone. So what do they give you? The bank will give you only a small amount of the money that you saved with them, because they have to keep aside a part of all deposits received in what's called a reserve. So think of it like when you give money to a bank, they put a small part of it somewhere on the side, and just so that it is safe and secure. One fine day, who knows, they might go broke. Their loans are not given back by the borrowers, and you will come to them, mera paisa kidhar hai, mera paisa kidhar hai. They say, we are sorry, we can't give you 1 lakh, but we'll give you 10,000. You'll say, okay, that's life. It's a very rare event. It does not happen because the government ensures that the bank, the money it gets from depositors, people like you, people like me, people like Varun, people like all of you, that deposit is supposed to be kept very safe. But you're right. If they give a bad loan and somebody runs away with their money, you might have to face a loss. It depends how much money you've given to the bank. A part of it is insured by the government. Okay? Second question.
What is a mutual fund and why do the TV ads say to be careful?
What is a mutual fund and why does the TV ad says to be careful? Interesting. Okay. A mutual fund, like the word mutual and fund. Okay. A mutual means everybody puts in their money into one specific account. Okay, they give it to a company. Let's say all 5 of you put in 10, 50,000 rupees and give it to a company. Okay, that company then takes all that money and invests it. It could invest in the stock market, it could invest in fixed deposits, it could invest in the debt market, anywhere. Okay, the idea being to give you a rate of return. So you could take that money and buy your own shares. You must be damn smart, really intelligent, and you'll know which stock to buy and what to do. But if you don't know, then what do? You give it to a mutual fund. So a mutual fund is a company where a lot of people together put in their savings, their investments into that pool of money. And the mutual fund, which has lots of smart people, lots of intelligent people who know exactly where to buy and what to do, they invest your money for you. That's a mutual fund. Okay?
And why do the TV ads say to be careful?
Well, because... Okay, why do the TV ads say to be careful? Because you should know which mutual fund you're investing in, and you should know why you're investing. Let's say that you want to buy, you want to buy a car after 5 years, or you want to go on a world tour after 10 years. So you got to invest it with someone who, after a period of time, can give you that much money. So you have to be careful about what you do, because once you give your money to the mutual fund, they can do whatever they want. So you have to be careful about choosing the right mutual fund for you. So that is the risk that you take. If you're taking a fixed deposit, it's very simple. You give your money to the bank gives your money back to you. But when you give your money to a mutual fund, they might put it in a bank, the same bank you said na ki loan won't kuch hua nahi, paisa leke bhag gaya, then the share price of that bank will fall down. You will lose your money. That's why you have to be careful. A fixed deposit, on the other hand, is safe. You give your money to the bank gives you back. A mutual fund makes investments into a lot of things. They could also put in fixed deposits. Okay? So you have to be careful when you're choosing. Mutual funds are a little bit more riskier than a fixed deposit. Okay? Who's next?
Varun.
Go for it. Varun, all yours.
Why do you get interest?
Why do you get interest? Because you are giving someone money. And when you give someone money, money is valuable, and what you get you need something in return, right? So when you give money to someone, he gives you interest. Nothing is free in this world, right? So when you give, say, like Ishika said, what is a fixed deposit? You give money to the bank. If you give money to the bank, say you give 100 rupees to the bank, and if they give you 100 rupees back, तो उसमें क्या मजा है फिर? You get nothing. So the interest is a cost of money. Okay, it's a cost that a person pays to the person who's giving you money for that. So interest is what you pay on a certain thing, and you've got interest on fixed deposit, you've got interest on credit cards, you've got interest on a whole lot of things. Second question.
What is investment?
Investment is when you take your savings and you invest it in a certain product. Okay, it could be a mutual fund, it could be a fixed deposit, it could be Bitcoin, it could be a ship, it could be a painting. An investment is an asset where you get a certain rate of return when you put your money in that. Okay, it is different from an expenditure. Na? You buy the Connect se Agera, usme you won't get any rate of interest or you won't get any return. So that's not an investment. That's what you buy for personal use. An investment is like when you invest your money in the share market and you get some returns on that. Okay. Last question, Vivan.
Why do stock markets go up and then down?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I wish I knew the answer to that. Okay, so because there are lots of people buying and selling. Have you ever gone to a vegetable market?
No.
Okay, but when you go there, you'll see that the price of aloo, kanda, bhaji, one day it's something, the next day it's something else. Okay, prices change there also, right? Why do they do? So those prices change because of what's called demand and supply. When there is high demand, prices go up. When there is high supply, prices go down. Okay, that's why stock market. In the stock markets, prices go up and down each and every day. There are people buying and selling, and that's why that happens. Second question.
Yeah. What are funds?
What are funds? As in what fund? We had a question on mutual fund, no?
Yeah.
I answered that.
Like, yeah, it's kind of. I was going to say mutual funds, but.
Do you have a follow-up question? Do you have any other question? Go for it.
No, I was thinking on the way. I was out of questions because.
Shumai, you want to lend him one question?
Yeah,
Do you have
sure.
a question to lend him?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. So she's going to ask a question on your behalf. Okay. That's called lending a question. Okay. You're borrowing a question from her. You got to pay her interest. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Shumai, go for it.
What does the RBI do other than print money and make coins?
It does. Oh, you've asked a fantastic question because today was the RBI policy. The RBI sets interest rates. The RBI controls inflation. Okay, so other than just printing notes and printing coins, the RBI does a lot of other stuff. They decide the interest rates that have an impact everywhere. She spoke about a fixed deposit. The interest rate on a fixed deposit depends on the rate that the RBI sets. So once every 2 months, the RBI has a monetary policy. So where they set interest rates. One of them, in fact, happened today itself. Other than that, the RBI also, through the policy, it controls inflation. It has a very big job of controlling the foreign currency in India also, like dollars and pounds and a lot of other stuff. The rates for that, the RBI is responsible for looking at all of it. So anything that has to do with money, not just currency and notes and all, the RBI has to take care of that. Okay. Pachapati, any more questions? Anybody else? Anything that you want to know? Arjun, one bonus question for you.
What's inflation?
What's inflation? Oh man, okay. Inflation is when prices go up. Okay, why do prices go up? Prices go up because there is not enough supply. Let's look at Bitcoin. You asked about Bitcoin itself, okay? So when a lot of people want Bitcoin, but there's not enough people supplying it, the price of Bitcoin goes up. Let's look at oil, okay? Petrol, for example, or diesel. Prices have been going up in the last few days because there are not enough people making it. So when prices go up, it's called inflation. That's how it works. Anybody else? Ishika? Okay, all yours.
Why do we need to pay taxes?
Why do we need to pay taxes? Okay. Somebody's got to make the roads. Somebody's got to make highways. Somebody's got to defend the country. Okay. Now, we don't individually write checks for that, right? Okay. 100 rupees check to the army. Please protect me against enemies. We don't do that, right? Or 500 rupees to the BMC. कि मेरा रास्ता खराब है, please उसको repair कर दो. Okay. That doesn't happen, right? So all of us have to pay taxes so that the government can make all these things. They can make infrastructure. They can use it to make schools. And there's a lot of program that the government has for feeding the poor, for example. So there are a lot of stuff the government does, We pay taxes so the government can do all of that. Okay, I can't tell you more than that because I'm not sure where our taxes go. But broadly, that's why we have to pay our taxes. It's a way of running the country on a day-to-day basis. Who else? Varun has a question. Varun?
What is finance?
What is finance? Finance is the study and the activity of money. Of buying, of money, of investments, of buying, selling shares, banks, insurance. That whole entire activity is given one word, finance. Like what is education? Education is studying in school, education is studying in college. The entire process, the entire activity is called education. So finance is the activity of money and investments. Anybody else? Vivan? Nahi socha abhi kuch bhi? Shimoy, anything? Oh, you got one more. Go for it, Varun.
Why do you invest?
Why do you invest? To make money in life, na? If you have 100 rupees and you just keep it in your pocket and do nothing about it, after 10 years when you wake up, how much money will you have?
100.
Right. But then like Arjun asked, what is inflation? What if the cost of, say, a pizza costs 100 rupees today, but after 10 years, it might cost 150 rupees. But तुम्हारी जेब में पैसा कितना है?
100.
What happens then? Who's going to pay 50? So you have to invest your money to make that extra income on your investment. That's why you invest. Okay, guys, is that good for you? Oh, one more, Shimoy, yeah?
Does the interest go higher depending on the price of like how much we pay the bank? Does the interest go higher?
Well, interest rates, the RBI does. The RBI keeps a watch of interest rates, and they watch when inflation is going up, they need to raise the interest rates. When inflation is going down, they lower the interest rates. So the interest rates change as per the RBI. So what you get in your savings bank account or your fixed deposit account, it tends to change throughout the year. Okay, so interest rates do change. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody? Anything else?
Like you said, bitcoins are digital money.
Arjun, bitcoins are digital money?
They're like money that...
Does Bitcoin have head or tails? Say no.
It's money that you carry on your phone or on your laptop.
Varun, kya puch rahe the?
So are there any... like a group of people who keep track that you don't get hacked and that all gets stolen away?
You think so, Arjun? How easy is it to hack a computer? Not very easy?
Not really.
Not very easy. Anybody can hack a computer, but it's not very easy. So nobody keeps track of that.
Oh.
Okay? So Bitcoin gaya, chori mein to gaya. Then you can't do anything about it. Okay, folks, that is a wrap on the Back to School special at Paisa Vaisa. And thank you, Varun. Thank you, Vivan. Thank you, Ishika. Thank you, Shimoy. And thank you, Arjun, for making this a very special show for our listeners.
No material on the show should be considered as financial advice. The material on the show is for informational purposes only. Please consult a financial advisor before taking any investment decision.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Billions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.